Good evening at the end of day 31. Yesterday, day 30, we left town at about 7. Got a coffee, had a trail angel drive us up to the trailhead. Had about a 16-mile day. We ended up camping just off Highway 2 because the trail crossed it, and that road's been closed for a few years due to floods and fires and landslides they had a couple years ago. We had to go around a protected area because of a yellow-legged frog or something, some habitat they're trying to save for this frog. So they closed the Pacific Crest Trail for a handful of miles. We had to walk on the highway. Just before I started this recording, we ran into some trail magic. It was awesome. It was a parking lot where the PCT crossed some county road, and there's a bunch of folks about my age, 3 couples that all have Sprinter vans, and they all camp together. And one of them did the PCT a few years ago and talked all of them into doing trail magic for their camping weekend. They had a spread, man. They had barbecued hamburgers, hot dogs. I had a couple of pulled pork quesadillas. They had sliced watermelon, beer, pop, coconut water, candy. I mean, you name it. We got stuck there for 4 hours and we just ate and chatted with other thru hikers and chatted with the people that were hosting. And I think this is a good night for day 31. Good morning on day 33, 7 o'clock. We got up at about 6 and had a pretty nice camp spot up on a ridge. So we sat around and enjoyed some coffee for a little while. Got a little bit of a later start, but it's not too warm, so it's pretty nice. Tomorrow we will make it to Acton, California, where we'll camp in the backyard of a tavern called the 49er. They allow thru hikers to camp on their property. They have a grassy area. And then after that, 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be to Kennedy Meadows, which is the beginning of the Sierras. I just hope and pray that we get some cool weather when we're going through the Mojave. I'm not looking forward to that. It's easy to show all the highlights of being on the trail, but just so you don't think it's all rainbows and cold beer, there's also a lot of just grueling, hard times that you have to endure. So just for the record, because I'm not filming those, there are times when it's hotter than heck and your trail is going to go uphill for 4 or 6 miles or something like that, and you just have to walk uphill in the sun. And sometimes it's hard. I'm not complaining. I'm happy to do it because eventually you get to the top and it's awesome. But those times in between can be a challenge. Oftentimes there are really long water carries, so you have to put in a ton of water in your backpack, which makes it heavy, and try and time it so you don't run out before the next water source. Sometimes the water sources, you can't be sure if they're going to be there because it will be like a seasonal stream or something, and every once in a while there's just a trickle or just a puddle that you have to scoop out of, and then every once in a while it's dried up. So you really have to plan for, a couple of water sources ahead just in case the first one you get to is no good. I guess for guys it's easier. For girls it's probably harder, but still, just bodily functions along the trail. Sometimes it's not super convenient. Sleeping on the ground every night and being subject to whatever the weather wants to do. Some nights it's hot, some nights it's cold. And, by yourself in a little tent. Again, I'm not complaining, but it's just the stuff that doesn't show up on these videos that you just have to be prepared for. So some people have gotten different rashes from bushes they've run into. If you don't have, some hydrocortisone or something, that can be pretty brutal. And I guess just being dirty all the time too. It's been 5 days since the last town we were in, Wrightwood. So everyone resupplied there. It's a 5 to 6 day hike, depending on how fast you go, to Acton. So you have to carry a lot of food. And, on day 2, if you get tired or bored, doesn't matter. You still have 3 days to go. If you get in the middle of a long trek and some of your equipment breaks, there's nothing you can do. You just have to hike till the next town and fix it. If you get a rash, hike to the next town, whatever. Several people have got sunburn. Several people have gotten some real nasty blisters. And when you have to walk all day, a blister can be discouraging at the least. If the weather turns bad, doesn't matter. You got to hike through it. You can't really stop in the middle because there's nothing there. You're just in the mountains. So that's one more day of water you need, one more day of food you need. Everything's planned out, trying to maximize your food and water to the next place there's food and water. So if you want to give up and stop in the middle, you don't really have a choice. You just got to keep going, which is fine. Again, I'm not complaining at all. It's great. That's part of the fun. But if you're thinking about through hiking next year, think some of those things through. Just make sure you're prepared for that and ready for that, and keep a positive attitude, be flexible, and you'll do fine. You'll do great. Good morning on day 33. Last night we slept campground. There's a ranger that lives there year round. He's kind of a caretaker. Super nice guy. Gave us some water, a couple beers too. It was fun chatting with him. But then a cold front came in. And it got into the upper 30s last night, and a bank of fog rolled in along with some wind. So it was pretty cold last night. We got up real early this morning and skipped breakfast and everything and just started walking. Once we got down off the hill, we were back in the sun again. So that was our last night in the mountains for a while. We will be in Acton, California in a little over an hour, maybe a couple hours, where we're gonna just take half a day off, get resupplied, and then leave early tomorrow morning. Since this cold front is here, it's really a good time to start the desert. We want to take advantage of that while it's here. It's supposed to be around for 3 or 4 days, so we'll wake up tomorrow morning in Acton, hike to Agua, Dulce, have some lunch. I realize there's a lot of jargon that I might use sometimes on these videos. So LNT is leave no trace. That's the principle that the Pacific Crest Trail Association espouses and would like all thru hikers to follow, and I think pretty much all thru hikers do. There's very little trash on this trail until you get to a populated area. Thru hikers do a good job. So that's LNT, is leave no trace. That includes digging a cat hole to bury your poop. They even encourage packing out your toilet paper. I don't know how many people do that. To me, a cat hole seems adequate. And I don't know. So a couple stories on cat holes. 2 nights ago, Sir Paul dug a cat hole, filled it in properly, wanted to go the extra mile, and so he saw a branch nearby, picked up a 3-inch diameter branch to set over it just so nobody else tried to dig a cat hole there. And when he picked it up, there's a rattlesnake laying parallel to and just under the branch. He's from Britain. Gave him a pretty good scare. Another cat hole story. A couple days ago, I was on the trail and time for me to go. Nature was calling. But I was on a steep side hill with a bunch of chaparral and just thorny bushes everywhere. So I'd hike for quite a while before I could find a place. By the time I found a place, I really had to go. Anyway, right when I got off trail to the spot I was looking to dig a cat hole, there was this perfectly placed gopher hole. I thought, oh man, somebody's looking out for me. That's awesome. So I used it and went about my day. But as the day went, I started thinking, I can't get this picture out of my head of the gopher coming up out of his hole. I just can't get that picture out of my head. I'm sure he's pissed. So I'm sorry. I won't do that again.